we called him Johnny Toronto. And now you're opening the Toronto International Film Festival. What does it mean to have this idea come to fruition and then open it in such a great way?
Well, I mean, it's less of an idea and more of like a, hey, you know, how is it possible that nobody's done a documentary on John Candy yet? Like, I mean, there's a lot to tell there. And, you know, some of the people that we spoke with were very adamant that, look, you know, the guy's unimpeachable. What is there to do? There's nothing salacious or scandalous about him. And I sort of feel like in a world that we live in right now, which is, you know, identity politics, left, right, and center, everything's binary. You're either this or you're that, or you're, you know, it's a perfect time to talk about somebody who brought joy to the world in the way that he did. And also, you know, his heart gave out. You know, and when he was 43 years old, but ironically, that's the thing he left behind, and I really think that's his enduring legacy has so much to do with the joy that he still brings people. You know, you look at that face, and they say it in the doc, you cannot avoid smiling.
No, it's impossible. I was talking to Colin Hanks today, and he told me about, because the trailer had just dropped, and I was like, wait, that's Cynthia Erivo singing that? I'm like, how did that happen?
Thank you for noticing that.
Yes.
Cynthia does a cover of Paul Young's Every Time You Go Away. I mean, it's one of the most magical things I've ever heard in my life.
So good.
She was hanging out over at our apartment, and we were talking about the documentary, we were talking about that song. And she got home and she left me like a voice memo that said, is it the one that goes like that? And she sang like a couple of bars of it. And you're just sort of like, oh my God. Oh my God. And I was like, when can you record? Kind of kidding, kind of not. 2 weeks later,
wow.
Yeah, it's song.
Good move.
Will Wells produced it. He's just incredible. And it was, I don't think a day's gone by I haven't listened to it.
It's a perfect fit for this love letter to John.
It's beautiful.
Good to see you, my friend. I love the Canada drip. You got Mama with you.
You know, let's little Easter eggs in here.
Okay.
Hey, man.
How are you? Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have two questions for you. One, it's going to be about his vulnerability. And vulnerability, I think, kind of can show itself in different ways when it comes to comedians. But he did it in a way where, you know, it's just so lovable and honest. What was it about him that allowed him to master that vulnerability, in your opinion?
I think the man was genuine.
Yeah.
And he just had an ability to be able to tap into that very easily.
Yeah.
And I think when, you know, if you're the kind of person that is able to tap into that, it looks very easy.
True.
And it looks kind of effortless. And there was just something about John's ability to be able to just convey those kinds of things, just simply in his eyes or in his smile. He was just adept at that. He was really talented.
All right, so I walked out of the room after chatting with you today, and you gave me a great interview, so thanks again for that. But I realized I wanted to ask you a simple question. What is your favorite, I guess, John Candy moment, line, scene, movie?
I always laugh whenever I watch him in Home Alone. There's just something about the rapid fire answers, you know, back and forth with polka, polka. There's just something about watching him sort of do that, a sort of high wire act, and watching Catherine kind of like try to follow along. There's just something about it. I notice, a little something every time.
Yeah, so good. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Enjoy it tonight.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. When you think about John Candy, when you think about Johnny Toronto, and the fact that, I don't know, is it ironic? Is it just perfectly to be the one that's opening up the Toronto International Film Festival?
It makes perfect sense that the John Candy doc is opening the festival.
The 50th anniversary at that.
Yeah. He wouldn't have had it any other way. Okay, and that definitely was Johnny Toronto.
Yes.
Get out of my way. I'm coming through.
I love it.
You know?
Oh my God, you're the actual perfect person to talk about this. So here's what's been happening. Everybody's talking about the movie, and then obviously you start to reflect. You start to think, oh, you know, well, this was my favorite character, or this was my favorite movie. And what people always end up saying is, I loved the combo of Eugene and John. How do you feel when you hear something like that?
Oh, well, it's great because, we loved working together. We did a lot of work together on SCTV, where a lot of characters we worked together because we loved playing the pencils that weren't the sharpest in the drawer. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
And we loved playing characters that had kind of a big heart, and we loved playing characters that thought they were actually greater than they actually were.
Right.
So that's fun to play. And, we did, I don't know, I think 4 or 5 movies together, I mean, always had a ball. And the reason it was a ball was because it was just great hanging out. We were great friends, and it's always fun working with your friends.
Yeah.
So, John was, listen, John was a great actor. John was a movie star.
Sorry, Mr. Levy, we're going to have to take. I'm sorry, Mr. Levy. We're about to get going.
Would this
We're about to get
We've got
going.
some good friends coming in. How are you?
Great to see you.
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
Gene, how are
Shaffer,
you?
look at you.
Listen,
My God, fantastic.
You've outclassed me with the Order of Canada. I can't even get.
You know what? I'm seeing these collections of pins
I'm
here.
such hot, with my Order of Canada. It's nothing now.
No.
He has outclassed me.
Listen, no.
Anyway, we
don't.
got, they're about to start the John Candy film. 5 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
well,
that what you're
Well,
doing
being
here?
in your company, I feel proud to be Canadian. Let me just say that to you two gentlemen.
And I am a hugely proud to be Canadian as well, especially on a night like this,
Especially on a night.
where we debuted John Candy's documentary. I can hardly wait.
I know.
Hardly wait.
I just want to say, first and foremost, like watching this film just made me so proud to be Canadian. It also reminded me how much I love John. But when I think about a film that is about Johnny Toronto is opening up the 50th anniversary of the Toronto International Film Festival.
Yeah.
That's a big deal to a Toronto kid. How does it feel for you guys?
It feels the way it feels for you. It's just like we're Toronto kids as well, and this is surreal for us. And I can't believe that we're here at the 50th specifically, and it's just great. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's nice to do something that's so fitting for him, and it was, the perfect festival for him to open, and that's TIFF, and we're just so happy that we're here, flying a flag for him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like watching the film, I just felt so many different feelings, and so many different memories. And I was just like, oh my God, I forgot he was in that too. Was there anything while making this film, by the end of it, you were like, oh, wait a minute, I don't know if I knew that, or I don't know if I didn't really remember that. Was there anything new for you?
I think there's a lot of key moments in there, specifically with like interviews and his work ethic that we kind of knew, and our dad touched upon it when he was alive, and through our mom she talked about, but it was nice to kind of hear all of our dad's friends and colleagues kind of re-hint on that and see interviews that we had never seen before. And there's some footages going through archival stuff was amazing, and it brought us kind of a memory I forgot about, or I remember that, and it's just you kind of out of sight, out of mind until you're seeing it again.
For sure.
You don't really realize how important he was to some of your heroes. And watching Conan O'Brien talk so candidly about him that was new to me.
Yeah.
I just really, really it warmed my heart because I grew up watching his shows.
Right.
Yeah, we get starstruck, it's
Yeah.
just our dad, but then when Conan talks and you're like, oh, what? I was I remember meeting him for the first time going, hi, excuse me, Mr. O'Brien, it's like, it's amazing.
Amazing. Okay, last question for you is favorite either role, character, line, movie?
Oh, well, you're going character. I want to go Dr. Tongue or John, Mr. Mambo. Come on, I gotta go SCTV old school for those ones. I love those characters.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Del Griffith for his cinematic roles in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, but Schmeggy Brothers.
Oh,
yeah, just so funny.
There's a lot to pick from.
I know.
There's
It's a hard. You can't choose.
catalog,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you guys both so much. Congratulations and enjoy tonight.
Thank you so
Take
much.
care.